Last time, 2020, where got share notes? Where got law interest group, committee member, all this unheard of. No t-shirt also.
Hey, show the t-shirt, show the
Now I
t-shirt.
graduate, everything have.
Hey, show the t-shirt, show the t-shirt, but show the t-shirt.
Show t-shirt.
Yeah.
What's this?
See, now I graduate. Now then have School of Law.
Oh, okay. So can Ong Si please explain what's the law interest group?
Oh, okay. The Law Interest Group is a place for people to network and meet each other, for students and seniors to get to know each other and to connect with the alumni, so we can know one another and recognize each other when we meet.
Why are you laughing?
Outside.
Okay, so how was our first event?
I think our first event was a success. I feel like people are having fun and getting to talk to each other, so that's great lah.
Good job.
Thank you. Thanks to the committee and for the alumni for coming down.
And we got him in the shot.
What the heck?
It was great, but I wish more people would turn up. But I'm very happy for all those people who turned up.
So how many people turned up?
I think 16.
16.
But originally 38 or 32, I can't remember. 34, I think. I can't remember. Somewhere around there signed up on the form, but they never appear. But okay, it's okay. Like, I'm very thankful for the people who appeared.
Oh, so this is the first event. Do you think it's good?
Yes, I think it's a success. Everybody very happy. Then you see, it's already 10:33.
What do you think?
Yeah, everybody is still walking around and mingling and networking, which I think is very good. And then see, now we have the t-shirt and we have our model.
Okay. Can you please step backwards?
Order.
Step backwards. Walk there. No, you walk there so they can see the words.
Okay.
Okay, you walk there. Okay, so Dylan is 176. How many kg?
68, I think.
Okay, 68 kg. He's wearing, this is L.
Yeah.
L. Dry fit, is it?
Oversized fit.
Okay, so if you want the t-shirt, okay, I'll leave there's a QR code.
Okay.
Everyone had to say something about the event.
Okay, start. Okay, the event is a success, and then we have very warm support we have received the warm support from the alumni as well as the assisting student. So yes, way long to go, but yes, we are there. Hang in there.
Okay, thank you. Okay, hi everyone. If you haven't already figured out, that was the end of our very first Law Interest Group event, which was a freshie event. What we did was we organized an event called a Freshies event, and we invited the alumni to come down. So people who have graduated from the SUSS School of Law to come down to give advice to the year ones. And the year ones, they just completed their boot camp. So boot camp is this thing, for those who are not in SUSS School of Law, it's this thing whereby you come into law school and then you go through, like, I think now it's 6 weekends of like maybe legal writing, and you get some assignments on the spot which you have to hand in, I think over a course of, I don't know, 1 or 2 hours, I can't remember. Yeah, and what happened was that the freshmen, they were asking the alumni questions, they networked with the people who have graduated, they networked with seniors, they networked with the Law Interest Group. The Law Interest Group is a long time coming, and it's something that all of us from the SUSS School of Law should be proud of. Every law school in Singapore, which is NUS and SMU, has their student-run body. And so I believe strongly that we should have our own student-run body in the SUSS School of Law. And I'm very proud to say that we actually do have a student-run body now, and it took some work to get set up, but I think that we do have quite a dynamic team, and the team is actually very proud to have put together the very first Freshies event. To all of you who made your time on a Friday evening to come down, I thank you very much. The whole Law Interest Group is very very glad for the support and also for the support from the 5 alumni members who came down. So there were 5 alumni members who gave tips to the freshies, to the 1Ls, and I was taking notes. Of course, the freshmen also asked me about maybe some advice that I could give them, but because I wasn't tuned in to giving advice, and what I did was that I was there to actually help Felix and Vivian, who were the coordinators and organizers of the Freshie event, to essentially click the PowerPoint. So I was more concerned about whether the slides are there, and then I was concerned about taking photos and then doing up a good report on the very first event. So I was more concerned about that. I didn't really think of what advice I would like to give to the freshmen. But I went back and I tallied up my thoughts and I added it with, I mean, not really added it because I think I would have given very much of the same advice that the people, the alumni gave. Yeah, so I actually have 10 tips for new students. So if you're in your 1L, so if you're in the first year of the SAIS School of Law, I have 10 tips for you. Okay, and the very first tip, right, is don't harp on your TMA scores. I think it is very difficult not to harp on your TMA scores. I understand because I've been there before. But to be very frank with you, right, now that I've graduated, I cannot remember what I got for like almost all of my TMA scores. I really cannot remember because it is not important. Yeah, once the thing is over, right, then it's over. You can't change it anymore. There's no point in you saying that I've got 70 and my friend got 71. So I want to ask the lecturer why he got 1 mark more than me. Okay, it just really doesn't make sense. Okay, so when you are writing the TMA, that should be your main priority. You should do your very best when you write your TMA, when you write your assignment, when you do your work, whatever that you do, while you are doing it, at that point in time, that is the most important thing and you should focus on it. But once that thing is over, right, don't harp on it. Look forward to the next one. Learn from the mistakes of your previous TMA and move on to the next one. Don't harp on your TMA. Don't be too upset over it also. Okay? Coming from somebody, I really cannot remember what I got for my TMAs in boot camp. I can't even remember. I don't think I remember any TMA score which I did, but I think I could vaguely remember that. I can remember those that I did poorly in because I was quite upset. But how poorly I can't even remember. So I can't remember I got like what did I get for those poor marks. You see, I'm trying to remember and I cannot remember, okay? So don't think too much about it, okay? Because at the end of the day, right, it's the final score that matters. Okay, so don't harp too much on your TMA scores. While you're doing the TMA, do it to your best ability, but once it's done, it's over, it means it's over. It's like playing a game of football. While you're playing it, right, you have to give it your all. So you're in it to win it, but once you're done, right, it's over. Don't harp on what you could have done. Look forward to the next game. Look forward to the next TMA. Okay, then number 2, right, is sharpen your axe. And this is something which I think is very important. So I remember this story. I can't remember where I heard this story before, but this story goes like this. So there were actually two lumberjacks. Okay, so they were chopping wood. So they would chop wood every day from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock. But one of them, right, he would go off at after lunch. So they would have lunch at 12 to 1, right? So then this other guy, one of them, right, he would go off from 1 to 2. He would go missing. Then he would come back after 2, right? And then he continued to chop wood. Then every week, right, he would chop more wood than the other guy who didn't go off after lunch. The other guy, right, after lunch, he went back straight away to go and chop wood. Then after this, the guy who stayed on to chop wood, right, he asked that guy, he said, every day I chop 1 hour more wood than you, but every day you chop more wood than me. Can you please tell me what are you doing during that 1 hour? Then that guy said, every day after lunch, I go off and sharpen my axe. And that is something which I think a lot of people fail to realize. What you are doing every day is you are sharpening your axe in whatever you do. So if you are in law school, what you are doing now is honing the ability to be able to extract the principle from cases. If I highlight a certain case to you, you have to be sharp enough to say this case stands for this proposition. And that's it. That is what you have to do. You have to understand how to extract the principle from the case and do it as succinctly as possible. That is you sharpening your axe. So every single assignment that you're going through, you are sharpening your axe. You're getting better and better and better at reading cases and better and better and better at giving advice through your TMA. It's the same thing. You can be doing the same thing for years and years and years. So like for myself, I'm very into fitness. When I was in my maybe army days, about 18 years old, so I started going to the gym very seriously. And then I was doing basic moves like barbell squats or deadlifts. But even till today, right, that was when I was 18 years old. Now I'm in my 40s. And even in my 40s, I'm looking at YouTube videos about people giving advice as to how to perfect the deadlift form, how to perfect the barbell back squat. But why do I do that? Because I do that because I want to perfect my form. So if you are humble enough to realize that even though you might score the highest in a certain TMA or a certain assignment, or you might be the top student in a certain subject, but if you have this constant realization that every day while you're in this course and while you practice law, I believe in future as well, you are sharpening your axe, then you are making progress. So don't look at it as like the final destination, like once you're done with criminal law, once you're done with torts, once you're done with contract law, then that's the end of it. That's not the way it goes. Think of the course as like you going through this sharpening of axe protocol or journey whereby you are getting better and better at reading cases. And because I sorted out all my notes, right, so that I could share with the juniors. So if you want notes, right, you can just reach out to me. I'll just send you like all the senior notes and all the notes that I've created in my time in SUSS School of Law. Yeah, just reach out to me then. But when I was going through my notes, I went back and read what I wrote while I was in year 1, and I realized that I really did sharpen my axe. That means you should be able to see a stark difference in your writing when you are closer to the end of your law school journey as compared to when you first entered law school. So just remember that you are always sharpening your axe. So as you think of law school journey as a progression, not so much as many destinations at the end of each module. So like in year 2, you will study, I think, contracts and criminal law and torts. This allows you to sharpen your axe in year 2 so that you can move on to, I think, year 3, you study like family law, equity and property law. So year 2 helps you to be sharper in year 3, if that makes any sense. Okay, yeah, so that's tip number 2. Okay, then as you sharpen your axe, right, then if you sharpen your axe well enough, it moves you to tip number 3, which is you will get better as the course progresses, even if you don't make a concerted effort to go and practice how to write succinctly. But after going through the course, you definitely will get better. It's just that you will realize that there will be a discrepancy. There will be some who will do a lot better than others who will be struggling to get through with 3.5. There will be a divergence, but think of it this way, okay? All you need is 3.5 to take the bar exam. Then once you're at the bar exam, right, you pass the bar exam, you can be called and to the bar, okay? So all you need is your 3.5, and you have to trust the process. You have to trust the process that you will get better as the course progresses. and this is very obvious even for I would say the weaker students. So obviously every batch, right, there will be some students who will do better and some students who won't do so well, even those who are struggling. But even those who are struggling, if you go and take a look at your work when you first entered boot camp and then to the time when you graduated, right, you definitely can see a difference. Okay, so the course is not there to punish you and prevent you from becoming a lawyer. Okay, just remember that the lecturers and the course is there to facilitate your growth through law school and onwards to the bar exam. So just keep faith that if you just do your work, just do your readings, you will get better as the course progresses. So don't be too concerned, especially like the year ones, right? Then they see maybe the year 4 work. Like, I mean, there's really like year ones who go and take year 4 TMA assignments. Then after they see it, then they say, oh, how am I supposed to write like that? Of course, you're not supposed to write like that because you're year 1. Okay, so like just chill, don't relax. Okay, but like it's like when I entered. When I went to Sec 1, right, secondary 1, then I see the secondary 4 guy who's, I don't know, in the 400 meters, right, then I'm a Sec 1 boy, and then I go and say, oh, how am I supposed to run like that? But the problem is he's in Sec 4, he's been running for like 4 years. Wait till I'm Sec 4, then you compare me to him, okay, then that would be a fair comparison. So don't worry, okay, you will get there. Okay, so just chill. Okay, and then number 4, right, is always try your best. I think my good friend Kester, who I invited him down for the freshie event, he gave this advice to the freshmen as well. The main motivation for him saying this is that there are times where you would like to use your pass-fail. Okay, so you say, since I'm going to use my pass-fail, I'm just going to not care about this module. But always remember that you have to do well enough, pass a certain grade, then you can take the exams. So there are some who do so badly, right, that they can't even take the exam, then they have to go and like retake it. But not only that, so every module you try your best because that's the right attitude to have. If you would like to know, when I was in law school, I don't complain. I had quite a lot of, I never complained. I was really, really very busy, and now I'm also very busy. Like every day, right? It's just work, then family, then now it's Part B, study for Part B. Once in a while, make a video like this. Go and reach out to like the freshies or the juniors or maybe any senior who's watching this to say hello. Then like maybe once in a while, I get to maybe cycle, then exercise here and there. That's my life. Yeah, so the thing is that you have to try your best. Even with the limited time I have, right, I try to squeeze in readings every now and then. Of course, I would like to study full-time, but I cannot, okay, because I need to support my family, I need to continue work. I'm in the upper management in my company, so I need to lead the company, I need to lead the team, and then I'm always the one hosting the monthly meeting. So I've got lots of responsibilities that I have to still do, but I still have to try my best. I cannot go and say, oh, because I'm so busy, therefore I cannot do my assignment, can I ask for extension? I think I've never asked for extension. I think you go and ask any of the lecturer, I never ask for extension. Even if I go and play some sports, like I go and play law fraternity games, right, I also don't ask for extension. Just go and submit the TMA, then just get on with the sports. Trust me, you all get extension, right, also the same one. You all will go and do the assignment on the last day or the second last day. So don't waste time. Actually, right, when the assignment come out, just go and do it. Okay, then after that, got time, right, go and join law fraternity games, which is something I'll touch on later. Okay, then number 5, right, this one, Kester mentioned it, right, and actually, between him and me, we discussed this privately before, while we were in law school. But he also mentioned it during the freshie event. He mentioned that don't argue with the lecturer. Like the lecturer tell you, say you are off tangent on this assignment, right? Don't come and say, oh, I don't understand why my lecturer is this. I think my lecturer read it wrongly. I think the law should be applied like that. come on, you are just fresh into law school, you know the law better, these people have been practicing for such a long time, so just give it to them, okay? Then after that, but he made a good point, so Kester made a good point. He said, right, if you want to argue the lecturer, you better win, okay? You better let people remember you for the correct thing. You don't want to be remembered as that person who went off tangent and then insisted that he is not off tangent, okay? So if you are marked down on a certain point, don't argue. Just go and see, ask your friends, hey, how do you do for this assignment? Can I look at your assignment? Then after that, you take reference from there and then just move on. Like I say, right, don't harp on your TMA scores, just move on. Okay, then number 6, right, is network. Network is very important. I think Adam or Effendi also mentioned about network. These are the seniors who came for the freshie event. Yeah, so there will be networking events which you can go to. Some law schools, some law firms, they actually invite law students to visit their firm. You can actually see how the culture is. But not only network with the law fraternity, like you network with your own seniors within your batch. During my time, right, we didn't have any event to introduce us to the senior batch. We also don't have any event to let us know our juniors. But now currently with the law interest group, I think there will be a lot more networking events. And it's important because you can always ask your senior, like, hey, you know, you've been through this, right? So what do you think? Should I use my pass-fail here? My take is that don't ever try to use your pass-fail. Don't use your pass-fail, don't look nice also. But anyway, if you need to use, then just use. Then what you should do is that you can ask your senior, like, oh, how is this module? What are the points to look out for? Do you have notes? Do you have notes that you created? Can I have them? Those who did well for the exam, can I have their notes? Then those who did well for the module, can I have their notes? Those who did well for the assignment, can I have their notes? Can I take a look? Can I seek some reference? Yeah, these are things that when you network, right, then you will get all these benefits. But if you don't network with your seniors, you don't network with the people in law school, it's very difficult for you to get help. People want to help you, you also don't come out. Like you're hiding under some bloody rock, right? Then what, we're supposed to go to the rock and go and flip the rock and then see, hey, hello, you're under the rock. Would you like help? We can't do that. You just come. And then after that, right, everyone very friendly, won't scold you and like scold you for what? So anyway, you just come for the networking events that I think the law interest group will arrange, right? Say hi to the law interest group. If they're not friendly, right, then they shouldn't be the law interest group. Okay, so I can vouch for all the people in the law interest group, right? They're all very friendly. And the seniors or the alumni who came for the freshie event, right? They're all also very friendly. You ask them for their number, ask them for notes, no problem. I think they will also give. Okay. Anyway, our law school quite friendly one. Okay, so please don't just go and get to know everyone. Okay, and network, I think Adam mentioned about the law fraternity games. So he mentioned that actually within the law fraternity games, like the captains, right, they get to network with the other captains and they also get to network with the people in the law society. And during the law fraternity games, you get to network with the legal fraternity as well. So lawyers who are practicing, they will come and play the games against us. Usually they will win. We are trying our best to beat them at some sports. Okay, but that's another story. Okay, then so network, okay, is quite important. Okay, then next, right, number 7 is sacrifice. You have to sacrifice something. I think somebody on the panel mentioned that he or she had to sacrifice a promotion even, because you want to become a lawyer, right? So you have to say, I have to spend less time after work because after work I can't do so much at work, so I have to go back and study. So you have to sacrifice your current career for your future career. You have to sacrifice the time that you have with maybe your current social circle. You have to sacrifice some time away from your family. But all this is for a brighter future. So like once you go into practice and once you get the hang of it, I believe that, I mean, lawyers generally, if you're a good lawyer, you should be doing quite well. So just look forward to something that's there. But there was an interesting point, right, saying that, but consider whether the sacrifice is worth it, just for that little bit more. So if you are, I think the analogy was that if you are below 3.5, then you jolly well better sacrifice everything. That means if you have a social life, you sacrifice all your social life, because if you want to become a lawyer, you better make the 3.5. Then you just sacrifice everything. But if you're at 3.5 to 4, you need to consider whether you want to sacrifice to get above 4.0. Okay, so like you might think, maybe not. I may be okay with a second lower honors. Then, yeah, then you just, but because you know second lower, you can still take the bar, so it might, so you just sacrifice a little bit just to keep you above the 3.5 line. So then when you go to above 4.0, then you think, do I really want to sacrifice to try my best to hit 4.5? And this is something which my friends and I actually did grapple with. Like we are trying our best to do to be really, really somewhere in front. But after a while, I realized that yeah, it's going to be like close to impossible to get a first class honors. Then I decided that I would just focus on maintaining my CGPA, and then yeah, and generally, right, actually after year 2, Sem 2, year 3 and year 4 were not so tough. I didn't really put in as much effort in year 3 as I did in year 2. Partially also because I think I got better at reading cases, so I could like speed read, and then I was getting better at just like glancing through and then pulling out the principle or the holding in the case. So I could like, oh, this is holding, this orbiter, this is something that the judge say will be decided for another day. Then I put it in my notes, and then after I got better I got like even way more comfortable with exams. So like I exam tomorrow, then never mind lah, I can still go and play game or something like that, or just I can go to the gym, I can go cycle, whatever I want. Like, yeah, so you need to consider sacrifice. But if you are below 3.5, then you better sacrifice everything because you want to be a lawyer, so you better make 3.5, okay? But if you're like above 4.0, right, then in my honest opinion, right, you're already where the top is, because so far in the history of SUSS School of Law, I don't think we have had a first class honors. So if you're like 4.1 something, then you just try to maintain your CGPA, because you can't go up, but try not to slip below 4.0, so that you don't from second upper drop into second lower. Of course, if you're flat at 4.0, right, and you really want your second upper, you better sacrifice everything, so you don't go and join some competition or take on some responsibility in work, right? Then later you say, yeah, because my last 2 or 3 semesters, right, pull me down, you know I got second upper, then that is your fault, because you don't sacrifice, so you don't go and blame other people. Okay, you big enough already, right? Don't go and cry over spilled milk. This is something that you all need to know. Okay, then number 8, right? Tip number 8 is remember the goal. So the goal, right, is always to be able to take the bar. After you finish this law school, right, that cert, right, is just for you to go to the Singapore Institute of Legal Education and tell them, say, hey, you see, I completed the course, and all my pro bono hours also completed. So I actually finished the degree with the requisite score so that I can take the bar exam. Then you go and take the bar exam. Then that one another story already, because everyone start from 0. Then you take the bar exam already, you go to law firm. That one another story, that one also again start from 0. So remember the goal. The goal is just to get to the next step. Okay, the goal here is not to go and talk every single TMA. The goal here is also not to go and argue with your fellow classmates over a point of law until you all become enemies or something like that. Don't need, okay? Just chill, relax. Okay, just remember the goal. Always remember the goal. You are here to, to get that 3.5, then move on to the next stage. So don't get distracted. Don't go and get distracted and say that my goal is to become, I don't know, the football captain of the law interest group. The law fraternity games. That one is not your goal. Okay, that one is an extracurricular activity. That's called ECA. Okay, just remember. So if you're not doing well, right, you shouldn't be joining the law fraternity games. But then if you're doing well, right, then please go and join the law fraternity games because we need players. Okay, especially like touch rugby, football, this type of thing. Come and join. Okay. Okay, so number 9, right? Tip number 9, some modules down the line are easier to score. Okay, this one is very obvious. Okay, usually, right, if you go, because now you go and see all your grades, right, then you get 3.5, get 4, like very happy already. Then I think one of the alumni mentioned about if you get 3.5 for family law, you got problem, means you never study. But if you get 3.5 for equity, means okay, can move on. I kind of agree with him because there are certain modules which you definitely can score. That means you can even get 5.0 for them. These are the modules down the road which will cement your class of honors or help you to pull up from maybe you are underwater to above water, or if you're in second lower, help you to pull up to second upper. So these are the modules which you will be able to score. And I can guarantee you, if you put in the effort, you do the readings, you will be able to score. Don't be too concerned or distressed about your current grades. So like now you see, I got 3.5 for this, I got 3 for this. How am I going to survive? Like, it's going to get worse in year 2 and year 3. Yes, it might get tougher, but your axe becomes sharper. And then in year 3, right, you have family modules to help to boost your CGPA. That's all I can say. So look forward to the helpful modules that can help to pull your CGPA up. I believe that there are some modules that, because I'm doing my JD, I did my JD, I completed my JD. Those who are doing the LLB, you will have electives. So I believe some electives, you should be able to score 5.0 also. So you can imagine when you get a 5.0, you can pull up your grades, your overall score quite a lot. So just remember, some modules down the line are easier to score. Don't get too disheartened, okay? Just make it to year 3 and then you will understand what I mean, okay? I cannot say out so obvious, but don't worry, just get to year 3, okay? Then this one, right? This one quite funny because they all mentioned about finding a good study group. Finding a good study group is not only just finding people who you like to study with, okay? You're also finding people with similar goals and people who can influence you positively. Now, a good group, right, influences each other positively in both ways. That means when I study with someone, so like a lot of people know that like my best friend in law school is actually Kester. I believe if my mathematics is not incorrect, he would have topped my cohort. But essentially, whenever I studied with him, right, it was extremely productive because when we meet up to discuss, like the assignment could be due on like Sunday, but when we meet up to discuss on maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, right, he would have everything prepared already. Not only prepared, like literally almost written out already. Then all the readings all done, every single class, every single class without fail. And I would like to say, right, I think I myself also prepared for every single class. You can ask every single one of my lecturer, right, when I went to class, right, if they if they ask something about the readings or the study units, I would have completed it already. Okay, as a point of reference, right, I don't study before exams. Like, seriously, the 1 month before exam, right, I never really study. I just go and do the past year paper, right, then I hack it, then I just go for exam already. Because I don't have time. I'm working also. Then, my daughter asked me to go cycling with her. I'd rather go cycling with her than go and study for the exam. Like, seriously, if I get like 4.0, right, or 4.5, right, or like 5.0, right, I'm also not going to get first class. So so that's the point about the sacrifice, the trade-off. It's opportunity cost. So my first degree was economics. So opportunity cost is a concept that you really need to know. Whether the trade-off is worth it. And in many cases, right, I believe the trade-off was worth it. Like, even to a point in time, right, where I know that between Kester and myself, right, like, we study together all the time. When he realized that he cannot get first class honors, right, then we were just like, heck it, let's just play like Diablo 4. Like, we were just playing computer games there, like literally like a few days before examinations. Like, we couldn't really be bothered really. Just go and then just get the grade and then just move on already. So that is a good study group. You study with someone, right, who will push you. Then I think during the freshie event, freshie event, right, there was this advice whereby they said some people, they come to the discussion, right, never contribute one. Then slowly after a while, right, like, just phase out the person. Yeah, that one was quite funny, but you realize, okay, so if you say, hey, got people phase out, man, then realize that you are the one being phased out, right? Then you go and look at yourself, okay? You go and join people for discussion, right? Then you never contribute. Then who want to discuss with you? So maybe you are the problem. Sometimes if you say, oh, I don't know what problem you are saying, but then I don't have a study group, then obviously you are the problem. No one want to study with you. Okay, so find a good study group, find people who are positive influence on you. That means, like, I give you an example. So I will do all the required readings. I do finish all the required readings, right? Then I go and ask in my study group chat, hey, this case say what? Then some people will, usually Kester, then you come and tell me, hey, you know, this thing in the additional reading expands on this principle. Then I'm like, bloody hell, what the heck? I already like read every day, try to finish, I only can finish the required readings. He finished the additional readings. Then what am I to do? Because I want to discuss with him, right, I got to go and do the additional readings. So end up, right, most of the time I read almost everything because of the people who you are with. Okay, so the people around you tend to mold you as well. Just like, this is called influence. Okay, so if you if you hang around people of positive influence, right, they will rub off on you positively. Just like if you hang around negative people, then they will affect you negatively as well. So if you realize that your study group is not very productive, all of you are not progressing very well, then you all got to look at yourself, like, hey, what's wrong? Okay, is it the way that we study? Is it the way that we are influencing each other? We're not pushing each other. Okay, so everyone is busy, but just go and get good people to be around you, and then you yourself be a good person to be around with. Okay, so you must really, really, really find good people to study with, good people to be influenced. Okay, don't go and find people who like very like whole life go and talk about things that are not law related. I mean, you can talk about life and stuff lah, but don't keep complaining. Say, oh, wow, this system no good. The way this module is taught not so nice. This lecturer no good. These people are just, you know, you try not to blue tick them lah. They message you, you go and update your WhatsApp to remove the blue tick. Then you try to reply them slower. Don't ignore. Just reply slower. Like, hey, a few days later then reply or something like that. Okay, just you know what to do. Okay, so those are my 10 tips, right? And all I got to say is that you gotta stay positive. So if let's say you keep on thinking that life is very miserable, right, then you will become very miserable. Okay, for those who go through army, right, I think some vocations you go through this thing called Hell Week. There is an end point. You know that Hell Week, right, means only 1 week. If you look at the grander scheme of things, right, you got 52 weeks in one year. Okay, and then you got 520 weeks in 10 years. Okay, so over these 10 years or over these 4 years, right, it's like what? 208. Is it 208? Yeah, 208 weeks. So over 208 weeks, right, what is 1 week? Like, literally it's just like less than 5%. So or is that less than 0.5%, sorry. Yeah, so you really need to stay positive. You just keep thinking that you're on the right track. Then you don't keep saying, oh, it's not very, very xiong, very jialat. I don't know, you don't understand, or I'm going to fail. You have this type of mentality, right, you won't make it one. Okay, you ever try to run a marathon before or not? If let's say you run until like the 5-kilometer mark, right, then you say, wow, my leg very pain. You won't finish the marathon one. You halfway through, you will go and drop out. But if let's say you go, right, then you just say, oh yeah, okay, 1 kilometer at a time. Oh, I'm done already. It can be done. You know, you keep on having this positive reinforcement in your head, right? Then it's doable. I tell you, a lot of things, right, people tell me, then I take it as a challenge. Like, I literally have a friend who said, oh, you know, once you pass 40, right, then your metabolism goes down. Then it's very hard for you to keep fit. You know, it's almost impossible for a person to do more than 20 pull-ups. It's very impossible for a person above 40 to, I don't know, deadlift a certain weight or run a certain time. Every time someone tells me that, right, then I take it as a challenge to go and do. Then I realize that if I set physical targets, right, on a weekly, monthly, weekly, and daily basis, and I stay positive, right, I actually tend to hit my goals. When I first started my company as well, a lot of people tell me a lot of negative things, like it's very difficult being an entrepreneur, it's very difficult to run a company, it's very difficult to handle people. Started out as me, myself, and then I hired my first staff. Now currently, my company, my payroll is 10 people. And then I managed to grow the company from just half a year or a year before I entered law school, and then till what it is now. So it's about 4 years plus, maybe almost 5 years. So yeah, you have to stay positive. A lot of things, right, actually got me down during law school. Like I have to grapple with like things that happen in the family. I have to grapple with like things that happen to myself. I have to grapple with things that happen in work. But then all the time, right, I just tell myself that this is just temporary. Things will move on. And then it did eventually. So you really have to stay positive. If you go through boot camp, then you say, wow, this is like super tough. Then I don't think I can, like, wow, it's not fair, you know. Wow, why he marked me like that? You keep thinking like that, right? Then you are very negative. You go through boot camp, right? Whatever grade you get, right? You say, okay, I finish it. Okay, next one. Hey, what's next? Legal methods. Hey, who's the lecturer? Then go and talk to those positive people. Then they'll be very excited. So you are able to stay positive, right? Then, you just make it through. It's not as difficult. Frankly, right? It's not as difficult as it seems. It's difficult because it's just the beginning. Okay, but that's all from me. I hope that this advice has been useful. I think I'm losing my voice already. Yeah, but so I put together this 10 tips, and I wish you guys all the best. If you require any help, I think the law interest group or even myself as an alumni will be very glad to lend a helping hand to any of the students who maybe just want to ask a question or some senior notes. Yeah, but that's all from me. Yeah, I hope you like this video. If you did, then yeah, please give it a thumbs up and then hit that subscribe button wherever it is. The Just Follow Law channel. So follow the Just Follow Law channel. See you guys. Bye.